Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Say and I am a fellow lovenikki player who is absolutely obsessed with the corridor, and I am here not only to share all the tips and secrets of the hot list with you guys, but also share some everyday gameplay tips as well. I apologize in advance if you hear any sounds behind my voice because there is a giant construction work going on in front of my building. They're making a new road, so yeah, I've been forced to listen to it for days now, so I'm really sorry. So the first thing I want to say is I've finally been monetized. So I'm still in shock that it happened so fast. I've been doing YouTube for only 2 months, and thanks to you and your support, I've been able to become a part of YouTube partnership program. It means a lot to me, especially with Corona and the difficulty of finding jobs at the moment, at least for me. So I went into YouTube with no expectations and with an intention to share my knowledge with you guys, so it was a very pleasant surprise. Thank you so much. So today I want to talk about the crafting suits that you absolutely must have if you are a V0 or a low spending player. And to be honest, most of these suits are actually top tier suits. However, don't be surprised if I don't own a lot of these suits on the list. It's just because I don't really craft. It is kind of a principle of mine. If I don't get a suit during an event, I'm just not gonna get it at all. But that doesn't mean that these suits aren't worth it, and I'm absolutely not dying to get them because trust me, I am. I just don't craft. It's weird, I know. Anyway, let's move on to the list. These are set in no particular order. So number 1 is Yatai Waitress. I don't have the suit as you can see, but I really want her. She has a separate leg pose, which I found extremely adorable. I really need this item. And she also has the separate coat pose. Here it is. Her apron is probably my favorite apron in the entire game, and we know that these kind of themes are very often required in the competition, so you can use it there as well. But the best item that she has is definitely this food stand, and it's a stunning backdrop. Honestly, I see it used so much. You can use the wooden roof to create floorboards, walls, and even roof in your Starry Corridor entries. She costs 2,933 diamonds. Number 2 is Christmas Adventure. We all need at least one Christmas suit in our wardrobe. It is very often required in the competition too, and it is super fun to use in the corridor for holiday types of entries. And out of all the holiday suits, this one is my favorite and I think is the most useful. I actually plan to get it sometimes in the future despite my rule of not crafting. I got this cute hair, as you can see. I think it's very adorable. I use it very often actually, and of course her coat pose is very useful. I think it's one of the best ones to use for the holiday themes and even in the corridor. So yeah, and of course the best item from her is this stunning fireplace. Gosh, I really want this. I may just break my no crafting rule very soon for this one. It's one of the most useful items in the game in both competition and the corridor. She cost 1,464 diamonds. Number 3 is Eternal Instant. So this suit, in my opinion, has one of the best wings in the entire game. And unlike the others, I am slowly getting this suit. I already spent around 1,000 diamonds on her to reach the smoke item, and I love this item so much. I already spoke about it in my top favorite backdrop items. The video about it is going to be in the description down below. It is one of the best filter items in the game, and it can entirely change the mood and the color of your entries. She also has a lot of items. Let's go to her normal pose for a second. As you can see, so many items, and I love these little dolls. They are very useful in the corridor. I see them all the time, and this one is probably my favorite. I see people use it in such amazing ways. I'm gonna show you an entry from one of the amazing Starry Corridor artists right about now. Here it is. Just look at the smart way of using the little doll to create this stunning pose. It's like a bird eyes view. This is very creative. Like, I am loving this so much. Binny is super creative. I'm going to link her Instagram account in my description down below, so please make sure to give her a follow. She deserves it. We also have a lot of competition themes that require you to use dark, demonic items, so the suit is also super useful for that as well. However, the downside is that she is quite pricey though. This is a tiered crafting, which means that there is a suit called Dark Poem that you have to get before you get her. So if you do not own Dark Poem, Eternal Instant is going to be 5,472 diamonds for you, and if you do own the first suit, then you are going to have to spend additional 3,450 diamonds to complete this one. So number 4 is the Swan Sisters, Guarding Wings and Falling Feather. So let's begin with Guarding Wings first. I love the shade of her hair. I think that it's very unique and it's very pretty, and I'm also highly in love with her makeup. I love the yellow shade that it has on it. So yeah, I also love her dress and her pose. It is definitely useful for ball and fancy competition themes. So yeah, also the giant swan that she comes with is a huge help in the competition and also Starry Corridor if you want to make black background or camouflage certain items. It is very often used and she costs 2,944 diamonds. So moving on to Falling Feather, she's really angelic. I love her and I want her. Maybe, I don't know, I'll see. So her hair is probably one of my favorite like buns blonde hairs. It's so amazing, and I love her dress. It's very useful in the competition, and I kind of feel like it can pass for a wedding dress too, maybe. Her swan is white, of course. It's a very useful item. I see it used in a lot of modes. It can also help with camouflaging on the white background in a corridor. So her cost is 2,904 diamonds, so she's only slightly cheaper than the black swan. So number 5 is Demon Huntress. This is a store suit. It costs 800 diamonds, so she's not that expensive. I love her and I use her parts very often. First of all, she has 2 separate poses, which are these beautiful legs that are pretty much versatile. They fit with pretty much any suit that I want, and of course this gorgeous umbrella holding pose. It is sleeveless, so it makes it a lot more versatile because of that. Her makeup is very gloomy. Let me just remove the veil and the eye patch. I really like it. I use it all the time. I love the black lips so much. So yeah, I think she also has a very unique hair color, and I think she's super useful for only 800 diamonds, solely for her separate poses. Number 6 is Red Nightmare and Moon Justice. This is another tiered crafting. Sadly, you're probably tired of me talking about these suits, so I will not dwell too much into it. The video where I talk about these two is in the description down below, so let's begin with Red Nightmare. I love her pose. It's very useful and versatile. I love the red ribbons she comes with. There are gloves and a hosiery in the normal pose. Her sleeping gown is beautifully detailed, and of course her backdrops. The entire set of furniture, a bed, a dresser, and a table and a chair, which are sadly not visible until you go into the view mode. So let's check these 2 items out. I'm gonna remove these. So yeah, here are the 2 items that are only visible in the view mode. I think they are very well made. So yeah, she costs 1,890 diamonds. So moving on to Moon Justice. To craft him, you sadly need to get Red Nightmare first. His cost, assuming that you do not own Red Nightmare, is 6,025 diamonds. He's super expensive, yeah. And if you already own Red Nightmare, you will have to spend additional 4,283 diamonds to complete him. So this guy is definitely my favorite male suit. But when it comes to his clothes, I don't exactly use them too often. So here he is in his normal pose. He has some very pretty items. Let me just remove everything. So he's got this nice coat, the top, the bottom. They all look very nice. However, I can't exactly find too many uses for them. But yeah, I still think that he's very pretty and very handsome and useful for certain competition themes. I wish that this was a separate item, like that it was movable, but sadly just the wing. But of course his backdrops are the best part about him. He's got this graveyard, which is very detailed, useful in a lot of modes, and can definitely help you create black backgrounds in the corridor. Of course the statue and the beautiful moon. Number 7, Eternal Tides, a ruined suit, and she's very pretty. I love the gentle blue that's surrounding her. She is made of 2 parts, which are a top and a bottom, so there are 2 separate poses. I think that is very great. So yeah, then her ground item can also be used as a ripple if you don't have any other more expensive items. I think her normal pose looks even better. Her bottom is stunning and her hair is actually very long. She also has a beautiful tattoo item which is a little bit more visible if she has a darker skin tone, so let me do that. Let's pick one of them. So here we go. I think it's very, very beautiful and I appreciate it a lot. She costs 2,052 diamonds. So number 8 is Love Letters to the Sky, another store suit. She costs 803 diamonds and she's one of my favorites. She looks very simple, but I really love her pose. Again, it is a separate one, so we got a top and a sitting pose bottom. So yeah, and her airplane is also very useful in the corridor if you want to make any clean cuts, especially while making a white background. So she's very simple, but she's definitely my favorite schoolgirl uniform. An honorable mention is more travel song, and the reason why I didn't include this one on the list is because I only like 2 of her parts, and that is the luggage that she is holding and the giant photograph that is behind her. I think it's very useful, and if you can afford the suit, I definitely recommend it. She costs 2,027 diamonds. So that's it for today, guys. If you have any questions or any suggestions, please let me know in the comments down below. Tell me your list. Do you agree with this one or not? So yeah, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video.